98 studio, live from Audioscribe Studios. This is Under the Radar. 1 full hour of local music with one artist. Under the Radar is on now. Well, it is Rock 98 and Under the Radar. I am what they call around the neighborhood a Mr. Young DJ Styles. Joined tonight on the broadcast, of course, by my co-partner, my cohort, my man, my main man. Goes by the name of Mr. Mikey D, Mr. Mike Daniel. America's Most Wanted in Whiteville, North Carolina.
There's a lot of America's Most Wanted probably in Whiteville. they're hiding out places.
You ever seen one get arrested? That's a good question.
Seen a lot of cop cars out here, though.
Have you ever actually seen someone getting arrested, like in your life?
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Tell me about a time you saw that.
Oh, I was one of them.
No, where were you? What was going on?
No, it was like what was it? We were riding on I think it was I-95, and they had been pulled over, and the cop had their hands behind them, and they were putting the cuffs on them. So I'm assuming they got arrested.
I once saw a shoplifter getting arrested.
Really?
The police chased him. It was in Crabtree Valley Mall. This is probably about 20 years ago or whatever. And they were chasing him through the mall, and they caught him out there in the parking lot, and they arrested him.
You know what's interesting? One of my first jobs that I ever had was at a place called Hardee's Travel World.
Hardee's Travel World.
Hardee's Travel World. And it was a Hardee's inside of a gas station, basically. And I was one of the cooks there.
Right.
Well, during the night when I was doing the cleanup rounds inside of Hardee's, the people, I was outside cleaning up all the trash and all that stuff because I had to go through and put new trash bags in and everything. And on my way inside, one of the cashiers came running out and said, "Stop that man, stop that man." And the guy ran right by me and jumped into a car. The car took off. And basically what happened was he stole one of the displays that had popsicles on it, like the little lollipop thing.
Stole a display.
He stole a lollipop display, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess that was your first time. I was like, that's pretty messed up,
Stole
man.
a display.
Yep, stole a display.
Now, did you have a nice Halloween?
It was all right.
What'd you do?
Anything.
What'd you do?
We don't do anything for Halloween.
I spent 3 nights. Guess what movie series I watched?
Movie series. I'm going to say
Twilight.
Harry Potter.
No.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No. It's a series. Let me tell you this. There's 6 of them.
It's a series.
Star Wars?
No.
Like,
It's kind of
talking
like
movies or you talking TV?
Movies.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Movies.
Halloween.
No. I did watch those, but
worth a shot.
I watched 2 a night for 3 nights.
I give up, man. There's so many of them out there.
Starts with an S.
A Scream? Hey.
There's 6 Screams?
Isn't that crazy?
The seventh
I
one.
lost track at like 3, I think.
The 7th one comes out, I believe, next year.
There's a 7th one
coming out.
There was actually more material for that?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Is it the same masked figure?
Yeah, Ghostface. Well, it's a different person every time.
Seriously.
Now, Scream 1 is, of course, my favorite. Scream 2 is actually very good. Close to being as good, but not. Then Scream 3.
After that.
Scream 3 is kind of and then Scream.
Woozy, man.
Yeah, Scream 4 is okay. 5 and the latest one are very, very good. So they've done a pretty good job, hanging on to kind of keeping it going. It's actually pretty decent.
Awesome.
We watched those in college. Well, it was the first one that came out while we were in college.
Yeah.
Got
I remember that one.
Got your Christmas out yet?
No, man, not yet. Well,
you got to get on it.
Thanksgiving yet, man?
You got to get on it because if you got a lot of stuff to put out.
Well, my parents, man, you know how they are. They've got Christmas decorations like crazy, and they've already gotten started with putting decorations up.
Yeah,
my mom's almost halfway finished with it already.
You got to get on it, man. You got to get on it. Yeah, if you got a lot of stuff to put out, it takes time. You got to maximize your potential. I DJ'd the class of 1999's class reunion this past Saturday night.
From where?
Lee County Senior High School.
Lee County.
And had a good time doing that. So congratulations to that. Man, God, that's been some years.
Did you say that was their graduation?
No, their class reunion. Class of 1999.
Ah, gotcha.
What's that, 25 years? I'm not great at math.
I don't know.
2024.
Sitting here talking about class.
Yeah, I was right.
reunions,
25 years.
Not good at math.
25 years. It doesn't seem that long ago.
We didn't succeed in our schools, did we?
No. Wasn't that long ago. 25 years ago, man. That's a long time. Anyway, so did that. That was a good time. And congratulations to everybody there for, making it 25 years out of high school. That in and of itself is a feat, so to say.
2 feet.
You ever watched Saved by the Bell growing up?
Oh, yeah, all the time, man.
Who was your favorite character?
Screech.
Was he really?
Yeah, because it reminded me of when I was in high school. That was me.
You were Screech?
Yeah, I was the dork.
No, you weren't.
I was.
Were you really?
I was the dork. I was the one that was always picked on and everything. Yeah, that was me.
You don't strike me as that.
Oh, yeah.
You had a van, didn't you? In high school?
Yeah, in high school.
I think that's when I met you. You had a van or something. Didn't you?
Wrecked that thing.
Didn't you have a van or something?
Yeah.
Always had like some problems with it and stuff.
Well, actually, there was one day that I was. It was shortly after I got my license, and I was taking my mom to Campbell University because she worked at Campbell University.
Yeah.
And so I took her, dropped her off, and came back to school. And as I made my turn to go to Triton High School, I got rear-ended in the back right quarter panel of the vehicle, and it tore that van all to pieces. And I was like, I don't want to drive anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. I think that's when I met you. You had the van.
Yeah. Yeah, we had it fixed and everything, but I was still driving that when I was in college as well.
I was watching, I got the series of Saved by the Bell. I bought it a couple years ago, and I was watching an episode last night. I don't know if you remember this one. Richard Belding, the principal, he had his brother who came to kind of substitute. You remember Rod Belding? His brother.
Is that the guy that had the long blonde hair or something like that?
Yeah, he was like the cool substitute, I was watching that last night. Boy, I had forgotten all about Rod Belding. That's the guy right there, man. That's the guy.
It's hard to believe that he had a brother like that.
Mm-hmm. On the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this is Under the Radar on Rock 98. We've got Mr. Jonathan Norris, as they call him around where he's from.
Yeah.
They call him Jay Norris or Jay No. Or Joe No.
They call me a lot of things.
Joe No is whether do they call you Joe No or Jay No or?
I think they just did.
Has anyone ever called you Joe No?
Jano was probably my nickname in Palm Desert, California.
Come a little closer to the microphone so the folks can hear you.
Yeah, Jano was a nickname I kept in Palm Desert, California, but it stayed there when I moved back east.
Who gave you that nickname? Was it a bully?
Daniel Christensen. No, he was a really sweet dude, really supportive person. He still checks up on all the music that I make and keeps in touch. He's a good dude.
You sound like Tom Petty.
You know what, Tom Petty? The first album I ever learned from start to finish was Full Moon Fever. Tom Petty is. I got to see Tom Petty on his 35th anniversary tour, and I got to see him on his last tour at New Orleans Jazz Fest. That was the one day that I took off from working it so that I could see him. And
wow,
Tom Petty's probably one of my biggest influences.
Michael, right off the bat, Michael, I always tell you, I think I've got a special skill of recognizing certain odd things.
Well, that's the second person that we've had on here that sounds like Tom Petty.
Let me try you out here, Jonathan. I want you to say this. You ready? I want you to say it like Tom Petty. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a real easy to remember. We'll say it and just repeat after me. After I get through, you say, a number we had out a while back. It's called "I Won't Back Down." Action.
You want me to say, I won't back down?
Yeah. All right, and action.
Well, I won't back down.
No, you have to say. A number we had out. No, hold on. You have to say a number we had out a while back. It's called "I Won't Back Down."
A number we had out a while back. It's called "I Won't Back Down."
Yes.
That's it.
Most
it.
of the things I worry about never happen anyway.
Yeah, that's like quicksand. I thought quicksand was going to be a bigger deal in life than it ever has turned out to be.
That's right. Stop, drop, and roll. I've used that so rarely, and I really focused on that for years.
Yeah, that drop, quicksand, and you're right. The dropping and rolling is going to be a big deal, and kung fu. I thought everyone would know kung fu.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Yeah.
Want to fight me? Did you ever have a bully in high school? Were you ever bullied?
Yeah, I had. Yes, and I was kind of I played football, but I also was in like show choir and theater and stuff. So I was like the protector of all the nerds. So
you would have been my bodyguard.
Yeah, like if I was getting bullied, it was because I was standing up for somebody who was getting bullied harder than I was.
You were like a intermediary bully or an in-between guy.
Yeah, I was there to tell the tough kids to be nicer to the soft kids. I think that was most of the bullying.
And then they would come at you harder.
Yeah, which is fine. That's how I grew up.
What you doing standing up for them?
That's right. Well, my brother didn't want me to be a little sissy, so.
Right. That's right. And
so he broke my arm when I was 12, actually. My brother.
Your brother broke your arm?
Yeah, well,
oh, no.
I had him in the face with a newspaper, and he chased me around the house, and when he tackled me, we just heard my arm snap when I hit the floor.
Oh, man.
Right arm or left arm?
Left arm.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed, but I'm ambidextrous at a number of things.
Michael, you don't strike me as someone's ever broken a bone.
No.
You've not?
No.
How do I know this? How would I have known that? How would I have known that that Tom Petty was his that Jonathan was into Tom Petty? How would I have known? I think certain powers come over me.
It's like you have ESPN or something.
I got
you have a fifth sense.
ESPN.
I learned it from Rod Belding.
There you go.
Yeah. And Jonathan, you brought a little friend named
a little friend.
He's right there. He's regular size.
Average.
He's huge in Asia.
Jonathan, who's your little friend you brought?
This is my dear friend Chris Tharp.
Chris Tharp.
Yeah, he's.
Hello, Mr. Styles.
Hey
Mr.
there,
D.
Chris Tharp, man.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Chris
man.
is my best good friend. He's actually my drummer's son, and he just put out a record, and we do a couple of co-writing things together. So I figured it would be cool to bring him along and share this experience.
Now, you guys live in Whiteville. Where do you guys currently reside?
We met in Myrtle Beach area.
Uh-huh.
I have land that's equidistant from Wilmington and Myrtle Beach. I'm right across the border in Nichols, South Carolina.
Nichols, South Carolina.
Yeah, the other town of 1,000. It's
y'all made out okay with the hurricane that came through a couple months ago?
Well, a tree fell on my van, which was pretty unpleasant. That was pretty sad.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, we're fine. All things considered, I'm fine.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be all right.
And Chris Tharp, and you play drums, is that right?
No, my mother's a percussionist.
Your
plays
mother
in
plays
20
the
different
drums.
Bands. I play guitar and write and sing.
Your mom plays the drums.
Yeah, that's how Chris and I met.
What was that like growing up? What was that like growing up with that going on?
Like living with a rock star.
What did she play in bands and know like the rock stars and all that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Who did she know? Anyone famous?
I don't know about knowing anybody famous. She played with a kind of we grew up in West Virginia, so she played with some of the hippie bands back there. One of them had to be I think it was called Steel Pterodactyl. Was one of the biggest ones.
Oh yes. Michael,
are you familiar?
No, I'm just.
Okay.
I was about to say you knew them.
Yeah, what?
Shots, you played that off perfect. Man. Oh yes.
Absolutely.
I love their second record.
Yeah. So you're playing guitar. Is that right?
John's basically letting me tag along. I'm gonna do one song, and he's gonna accompany me on that. But I think the rest of it's all him.
Nice. Now, John, you said you are originally from California. Is that right?
No, I'm originally from a tiny town nestled in the Allegheny Mountains of Pennsylvania, a town of 900 called Lilly.
Lilly.
It's between Pittsburgh and State College.
But you lived in California.
Yeah, I've lived. Well, I growing up in a town of 900. As soon as I was 18, I took off and tried to live everywhere.
All right. So where'd you go immediately?
Washington. I studied engineering in Washington D.C. George Mason University, and then when I finished that up, I didn't want to stay and do government stuff, so I moved to San Diego from there to Northern California to Lodi. I'm sure you've heard of Lodi.
Yeah, that's a CCR song. Stuck in all Lodi.
Yeah, really great wine growing region. I was working a lot in wine at that time, and then I moved from there to New Orleans, and then that was enough cities, and and then I moved back to Myrtle Beach to spend some time with my pops when he retired here, and now I live out in the country, and I get to spend time in the cities on the weekends, and then just go unplug and be out in the woods, which is where I belong, I believe.
Now, out of curiosity, did you do anything with the engineering degree?
I did. I worked for the Department of Defense for 6 months, and the day I got laid off, I won a songwriting competition, and I figured that was the world telling me what to do.
Right. You're right. I like that. And did you learn any secrets working for the department?
I can't tell you that.
But how about this?
That's why they're secrets.
Did you actually do you know secrets that we don't know? How about that?
Nah, I forgot them all.
But did you know any? Were there things you're like, man, if you only I could tell you this. Do you have anything like that? Like, man,
I really did my best to learn as little as possible, so I didn't end up in a ditch. You know, the people that know too much don't get too far. So.
Story of my life, man.
Going back to NCIS.
Right. I like to keep my head down, man. You know what I mean? Keep my head down. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll tell you what, Jonathan. Let's do a little song. We're recording video tonight, by the way. Michael has gotten a video camera for his birthday. Isn't that right, Michael?
Well, let's just say I got one.
Michael got one. Something about your birthday, wasn't it? I can't remember. Maybe told him.
I got a little bit of money for my birthday. It kind of helped.
Yeah, everything helps, man. You know, it's nice to get a check for your birthday in the mail, you know? Like grandma sent a check, you know? Man, I miss that. That was nice. All right, Jonathan's going to play us a little song here. We're recording video. We should hopefully have, this is a test run of doing video. As long as we can kind of see him somewhat, Michael, I'll give you an A.
Okay.
I just want to warn all the viewers, I am less pretty in person.
All right, Jonathan, what song you want to do for us start us out with?
I'm gonna start off with a song. It's a bit of a memorial, but it's the message that we're living on right now. It's called "You Deserve Love." It's a tune my dear buddy Lou passed about 3 years ago now from a brain tumor, and this song poured out of my ukulele, which is my least proficient instrument. I'm gonna play it on guitar today, but it poured out in whole. It was like his last gift to us.
All right, Jonathan Norris, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rock 98's Under the Radar.
Need to learn to be more patient. Need to work to be more kind. Fight to make peace with my demons. They won't seem to drown. I've tried and tried. Well, I almost died trying. You deserve love. You are worth love. Let's try something. No, you deserve love. You are worth love. Need to visit my friends and family. Please, while we still have the time, don't take great care of this body. Still trying to unpoison this mind. Guess I'll keep trying. You deserve love. You are worth love. You can sing with me. You deserve love. You are worth love. Need to scream it from the mountains till it echoes o'er the sea. Manifested from my spirit till it stands in front of me. Stand up singing with me. You deserve love. You are worth love.
Ladies and gentlemen, my goodness, that's nice. Chris Tharp, your thoughts on that performance?
Absolutely lovely. That's one of the best times I've heard him play it, I think. And I've heard him play it a whole lot.
Really?
Chris has heard that song probably more than anybody else.
Ladies and gentlemen, for just joining, that is Jonathan Norris and his brought his little friend Chris Tharp this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Little friend.
Little friend.
For Under the Radar. That's a nice, soothing song.
Thank you.
That was soothing, man. Tell me about writing that one.
Yeah, really, my writing process. A lot of people I try to talk to about songwriting, they attempt to write songs. I don't really have that ability yet. Songs just kind of seem to pour out when life is so overwhelming and emotions are so powerful that there's no way to deal with them any other way. So yeah, the day my buddy Lou passed, and Lou is the person that taught me that anything's a drum. And there's always room for percussion, and his house was a place where you could always show up and play some songs. He was a really special dude, and so yeah, and the day that he passed, that I was just holding my ukulele and crying about it, and that just the entire thing with there was not an editing process. It just poured out. It's a really simple song, and I've gotten to play it with a whole lot of people and for a whole lot of people. The first time I played it in the mirror for myself, I cried my eyes out. And I realized how much I needed to hear that message, that you deserve love, that you are worth love, that you're enough in this moment, in every moment.
And how did you capture, the lyrics? Did you have a pad and you wrote it down, or how did you,
to be honest, that was
contain all of it?
Well, I did what I usually do and put on my voice recorder when I could feel it.
Right.
And that's usually what I try to do, is put on. So it's the least amount of processing and still allows me to capture things, is just some kind of simple voice recorder. But
have you ever recorded something on and be like, man, that should be like the take, or it's like that is the. Wish I had set up a better mic and gotten that, because that was the actual version I would have wanted.
Well, I mean, I'm a child of the '80s, so I grew up. All of my favorite recordings weren't the best recordings.
Me too.
Most of them were on crappy tape decks that somebody's dad let me borrow, and so I have a certain special affinity for lo-fi music.
Some grit to it.
Yeah, and that's a thing that I say that I try, but it's really every time that I play, I hope to make at least one mistake, because if there's at least one mistake, then you have uniquity there. It'll never be that exact song ever again the way that it was wrong that one time, and I think that there's something real special to that. So I do try to capture as much as I can, but I really take a lot of pause and gratitude for when I'm in a room with 4 people and we're the only 4 people that ever heard that song that way. I think there's something real special about that too, sharing that moment.
You strike me as somebody, and I could be wrong, but a meditator. Mm-hmm. Are you into meditation?
Yes, yeah. I love meditation and yoga, and I spend a lot of time in the woods with the trees and the fire. A lot of people think it's weird, but I meditate a lot when I drive, despite the fact that my life is mostly music and noise. Usually when I'm driving, I really like the silence and just breath work, meditation. And a thing that I've really been trying to focus on in that vein is it's hard to be upset when you're busy being grateful.
You're right, because that's true. Being grateful and being angry can't be in the same place at the same time.
Right, and there's always something I can be grateful for. As there's always something I can be angry about. So it's like, well, what's the direction that I can shift to be grateful instead?
Have you conditioned yourself in that lifestyle? Is that something you're pretty much in the zone at most times, or something that you're constantly practicing to stay in the zone?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it takes constant practice to remain grateful, but it's not very difficult for me. I've got 4 nieces and nephews and 7 great nieces and nephews. I've got 3 godchildren, and I got released from government work to play music. I got a little piece of land that I own, and I get to spend most of my time thinking of how I can share love and music and how I can support other people in their arts and their passions. So that allows me to stay pretty grateful. But I did have to spend a lot of time working real hard at stuff that I thought was very meaningless to get to this place. And I had to give up a lot of things that I think a lot of people consider required comforts. But I think the more that you let go of those things and just soak up the simple things in life, that it's really not quite as complicated as most of us humans make it out to be.
How old were you when you made that kind of shift? And first off, what made you want to kind of adopt that type of lifestyle, and how old were you? Because that seems to be the driving force behind, I've only heard one song, but behind your music.
Yeah, I started writing music when I was 12, and I could just tell it was something that I was supposed to do.
Did you play guitar at the same time, or is that something that came later?
Yeah, it was about 12 that I learned to play and sing at the same time. I had a lot of time to practice at that time in my life. And I grew up in a town of 900, like I said, so there weren't a whole lot of distractions. So that's when music really struck me, and I realized that I needed it. When I started to live this way, when I was 19, I went to George Mason University on scholarship for engineering, and I met my best friend ever. Her name was Victoria Parent, and we spent a lot of time together, a really touching person in my life. And she's the last person I saw before we left for Christmas break. And she helped me fix my tire, and she was just my best friend.
Right.
And about 3 days into Christmas break, I got a call that she was in Richmond, Virginia, and someone tried to grab her purse and shot her in the head, and she died.
Oh my gosh!
And we had all these plans, I mean, she was on a full scholarship, and she had all these beautiful plans laid out ahead of her. And it was kind of at that point in my life that I realized that there wasn't any room to wait for things to do them tomorrow.
Man.
Yeah. So her family invited me down to sing at her funeral and stay at their house, and that's I think really when I made that shift, that like that no moments are replaceable. This might be the last song I get to sing tonight, and I don't want to take that for granted.
Man,
that's crazy.
I know.
Not to get too deep.
Yeah, but no,
Too late.
It is very true that you never know when you're doing something for the last time.
Yeah.
You really don't. You always just kind of assume you can do it again tomorrow.
You assume that tomorrow you'll tell them, and it's like, they might not be there.
No,
tomorrow,
you're right. Yeah, you could be doing whatever. Yeah, for the last time. Yeah. So I try to keep that sometimes in mind. That sounds like it's been an interesting journey for you, and your songwriting has kind of been crafted around that mindset.
Yeah, a thing that I felt when I was very young is if I am to go out and be a songwriter in this world, I better live a life worth writing songs about.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about your lukewarm Starbucks.
Yeah. So now, do you find that mindset and that lifestyle heavy at times?
Very heavy, yeah. I wrote a line once that's, I'll try my best, but I'll be hard-pressed to ever get this world's weight lifted off my chest. But I think that my life has shaped me to carry that, and I've had a lot of people that donate a lot of their time to help me make music, and I think that a lot of people have cried with me in my songs and felt things that they had a hard time processing. I always say that it takes about 10,000 tears to finish a song, and I think that in that process we kind of sharpen words that are really hard to put together so that people can feel things that are really hard to let themselves feel. And I think that's the point.
It's amazing how music can do that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite quote from a song? Whether it's yours or someone else's, like something that comes to mind?
You deserve love is I think my favorite quote. Like my daddy says, don't you worry, son, nothing's gonna be all right. I like that. And that's something my dad always says, don't worry, nothing will be all right.
Nothing will be.
and I find that gives me real levity in times. Like, when people say like, oh, thoughts and prayers, or it's gonna be okay, when you're really in destitute times, right. You don't want to hear it's gonna be okay, but don't worry, nothing will be all right. It always kind of puts a little smile on my face.
Yeah. Let's get another track in here from you, Jonathan. What do you want to do?
This next tune I'm going to do is called Gorgeous Day. I co-wrote it with my friend Ray on a little chicken farm.
Where was the farm at?
Between Nichols and Green Sea.
All right. And the name of the track again?
Gorgeous Day.
Gorgeous Day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jonathan Norris. This is Rock 98's Under the Radar.
Thank you for listening or ignoring me politely. Gonna ring soon, but you just can't wait. Gotta run to the rising sun, seek out your fate. I don't know what you need to hear. Here's what I've gotta say. It's gonna be a gorgeous day. I drove south, crossed some state lines in the sunshine for your summertime loving. Girl, you got me wondering what if I stuttered and stumbled? There's no time for me to lose. There's no way for we to choose. I'm gonna let the chips fall as they may. 'Cause the phone's gonna ring soon, but you just can't wait. To the rising sun, seek out your fate. I don't know what you need to hear. Here's what I've got to say. It's gonna be a gorgeous day. I'm wondering why I can't decide where I wanna go lately. Open your mind and set me free. 'Cause all I need is wind and trees, and I know I can find my way home. Just you and me. 'Cause the phone's gonna ring soon, but you just can't wait. Gotta run to the rising sun, seek out your fate. home. But we said we had no way of knowing. Well, I believe in me. The phone's gonna ring soon, but you just can't wait. Gotta run to the rising sun, take out your fate. I don't know what you need to hear, but here's what I gotta say. It's gonna be a gorgeous day.
I like that. It is Rock 98's Under the Radar. You're listening to Jonathan Norris, joined with my friend Mr. Mike Daniel from Audioscribe Studios. Michael, tell me about your studio.
Well, we are out in Whiteville, North Carolina, out in the boonies. We record bands like, singer-songwriters, full bands, you name it, we could do it. We also do commercial voiceovers as well, if you need any of that done. It's
a really nice studio.
It's a full working studio.
It is lovely.
And we're recording video tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We hope to have our video up. Tell them about our YouTube channel. We can actually, Michael, hopefully after tonight, this will be our test run getting video up tonight.
That is right. We'll have it up on our YouTube channel at Under the Radar Music Show. And you can find the channel there, like and subscribe. And we will also have it once the entire thing is done. I know you said that you were possibly going to be re-airing this on Friday and Saturday, but I don't know yet. If we re-air it, it will go live on Saturday night at 9 p.m.
Nice.
On Spotify, so you can see it on that as well.
Now, Jonathan, have you recorded in a actual recording studio, so to say?
Yeah, I did a solo album in Golden Sound Studios in Occoquan, Virginia in 2003. I recorded a 5-song EP at Savannah College of Art and Design.
Oh, nice.
Those have been my two major, and then at that point what I realized is I hate, I shouldn't say hate, but it's really unfortunate, it seems, anytime that I had studio time booked to track vocals was like my worst vocal day. And so it became my goal to just have my own studio. So I have a studio now that I travel with, a pretty simple one with a computer rig, but also an outboard rig, so that I can just kind of plug things up and hit play and record. And I try to do most of my own tracking these days, but it's really nice to have an engineer and be in a studio that's got somebody doing the hard part.
Yeah, here's what I think in the short time I've known you and the vibe I'm getting from your kind of stuff. You seem, and you've said simplistic. You seem like if you're not a person who needs to overproduce.
No, I find the time in post-production takes away from.
And your sound to me has a raw vibe to it that I think if you spent time cleaning it up, we would lose the grit.
I agree. I think that it's definitely something where, that live performance brings a lot out of it.
Yeah, you're a guy. Really you are a live performer, and that is, I think, number one, in my opinion, it's a compliment.
Thank you.
And I think that's kind of where you're at, that a lot of people don't have that ability, that they really need a studio, to bring out their talent. Where I think you have conviction in what you're singing about. And the simplicity of your recording is the grit that kind of glues it all together.
And I think that ties back into the Tom Petty conversation, like Tom Petty's studio, they played as a full band.
Right.
That you actually had to play the whole song. You couldn't just pick it apart in little pieces.
I think they did, Michael. They recorded live. I don't think they did any overdubbing much of any kind.
Not much, no. They just toured so much that they were rock solid, and they were brothers, and and I think that there's a magic in that to me, that I just simply can't recreate in any kind of studio setting with production. And to me, that's the rawness of that is what really makes music touch me. And I know that's not how everybody approaches it, but I'm glad that you get that essence from me, because that is that's how I hope for it to work.
I do think it would benefit you to have someone to bounce ideas off of that's in the recording, like Michael per se. That takes recording, seriously, got a studio, has ideas. I think it could be helpful to bounce ideas off of, but not necessarily the recording of that.
Like my Rick Rubin.
Yes,
that guy in the room that just has the good ideas.
Right.
That's when y'all asked if I was going to bring people, I was like, well, I want to have some energy in the room, but it's also if you have the wrong energy in the room at any time, that if you're working with the wrong producer, or you have the wrong group of fans that are partying the wrong way or whatever it might be.
Or if you got somebody there that's got wrong ideas,
right?
You're like, dude, just shut up, because you're not making any help here.
Now, Jonathan, you strike me more as an introvert.
I guess I'm in my introvert phase. I'm being a frontman for most of my life. I didn't really have the option, I mean, I do love people, but I like being out in the woods. I like the solace, but I don't know. Chris, would you say I'm an introvert?
Oh man, you are extreme on both ends, brother. Like, no joke.
Now, I take it from what I'm gathering from the couple songs I've heard, you're not really interested in any kind of commercial appeal with your music.
No, never. No, if ever one of my songs sells a Coca-Cola or a Ford truck, I'm gonna set it on fire.
How do you know, like, you're writing a song? How do you know it's finished?
It's never really finished. It's always just finished for now. But I think, like I said about the 10,000 Tears thing, every time I play a song, I change one little thing, I think. And after doing that 1,000 times, you know the 100 things that you're glad you changed, and the 900 things that you don't ever want to do that one more time. Right. But if you only try one thing isn't going to work every time, then it's not debilitating. You can still enjoy the song. So I think that the real answer is just it doesn't matter when it's done. You got to play it for somebody. I think so. It's like stickers spend their whole life waiting to get stuck. Songs spend their whole life waiting to get sung. And I think it's a travesty. And I preach this to my songwriter friends all the time, that put it out. Like, even if it's not perfect, like it might, if it allows one person today to cry or to get through a situation that they didn't know how to emotionally handle, then you owe it to the world to put that song out. So.
What is the first song that you performed for somebody, and what was that like?
The first song I ever performed would have been "Barely Breathing" by Duncan Sheik.
Oh yeah,
good song.
When I was 12.
What year was that, Michael? Was that 99?
That was in the 90s.
98.
Late 90s.
Yeah. About somewhere between 94 and 98 would have been for me.
And what was that like playing that? For somebody, that was the first time, right?
Yeah, it was for my the AG classes. We got to, all the nerdy kids. Right. The nerdy kids got pulled out of class so we could be nerds together, and they let me bring in my guitar, and I played Duncan Cheek, Barely Breathing, and Wonderwall, and I'll Be by Edwin McCain, and it was for my nerd friends and like the couple of cute girls that were in there. So it was a very satisfying experience.
Man, we had Edwin McCain come to Campbell University.
Yeah, we did.
1 year, and it was like, he was really good. He did a great job, but there were drunk hecklers up in the balcony.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And it's the first time I've ever been to a concert where there were hecklers with him, and I'm sitting there going, dude, this guy's amazing, and you're heckling him?
And a Christian school at that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Jonathan, you played those songs for your what you call nerd friends.
My little nerd cohort.
And
I identify as a nerd, so I'm allowed to use that.
How was it received, and what did you learn from that? Looking back on it.
people really seem to enjoy it.
Did they applaud and say you really got something?
Yeah,
or
like
just...
they wanted me to learn more songs and sing more songs. Actually, Jeff Barrett was my 7th grade homeroom teacher, and I asked him if, because he had like a little basketball thing that my jock friends were allowed to play, and I was like, hey, like my music friends want me to bring my guitar in, and he's like, well, if you learn Closing Time by Semisonic, bring your guitar in tomorrow. And I came in the next day and I played it, and he's like, you already knew it? And I was like, no, I learned it last night.
Man, do you still play that one?
If I learned it, I could play.
Do you still play that one?
Yeah, that's how I let people know it's time to go home. I don't play too many bar gigs anymore. I try to do more family festival sort of stuff. But
right.
yeah, that's the everybody go home song.
Yeah. Do you have anything coming up, or so you don't play at bars? You got anything else coming up?
I just wrapped up most of the things. I've got. I'm going to be with Dr. Bacon at the Palm Room in Wrightsville Beach Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday I'm playing in Altoona, Pennsylvania for a fundraiser for a latchkey program called The Door. And then I usually take November until New Year off just to be with my nieces and nephews and spend time at home. I just finished up festival season. I was at Graveyard Get Down. Prior to that, we had Rock the Ribbon is a yearly festival that I run the songwriter stage for at the Boathouse in Myrtle Beach.
Nice.
And it's a breast cancer benefit for Caring in Our Lifetime, which provides direct support to people undergoing cancer treatment for things that insurance doesn't cover. And I get to run the songwriter stage for that. So before and after all the bands on the main stage, and then in between we have local, and this was the first year I actually had people travel, so I had people come in from Wilmington. I had Frank Grant and The Feeling, which they're amazing. I had Megan Pennington come from Pennsylvania.
Frank's coming out here, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Frank, I love Frank so much.
He's gotten scheduled. He contacted me the other day.
You will love his energy, man. That guy just brings positivity.
He's fired up about it, that's for sure.
Yeah, he closed out our Rock the Ribbon songwriter stage this year, and it was off the chain. It was really, really incredible.
Now, Jonathan, I want to get another song from you now, and then you brought your friend Chris, who is going to play.
He's going to play a song that I'm going to accompany him on the electronic wind instrument.
All right, let's get a song from you, and then after that, we'll set up for that. What song are you going to play now?
Sounds great. I think I'm going to play Good Day Blues.
Good Day Blues, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rock 98's Under the Radar with Jonathan Norris.
I got them good day blues. I woke up smiling, put on my comfy shoes, and I walked myself a mile back to my true pursuit. See, there ain't no use in lying, I'm on that future juice. Yeah, we live and then we lovely die, so come on, please. Them good day blues. The sun is shining, but have you heard the news? They said there ain't no use in trying, we're all destined to lose. But what they selling, I ain't buying, I just need some juice. It seems your Kool-Aid's running dry, so come on with me.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's how it is. It's actually, that song's got a lot of harmonica solos, but I don't play harmonica, so that's the short version of it. But I figured it would be good for our hour time.
Oh, yeah. Perfect, man. And you know what I like of all these songs? The whistling. You'd be out of business if you couldn't whistle.
He's good at that.
Yeah, if you couldn't whistle, you'd be out of business.
It's it's a thing that I really started focusing on when I realized that a lot of people wish they could whistle and can't whistle.
Michael, can you whistle? Okay, there you go.
No.
And it also, like, if I had to play 2-3 hour gigs in a day, it gets me through a lot. Every 3-minute song's a 4-minute song if you do a whistle verse.
That's like a poor man's version of.
hours.
That's like a poor man's version of scatting. Mm-hmm. Whistle. Get it up, pop it up, keep it down. Instead of doing that, you just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't whistle.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, something like that. My wife can whistle. She gets happy. She starts that whistling.
yeah.
You know,
She called me
something's going on. Something's going on good somewhere. That whistling
little
comes
teapot.
out. We know something's happening somewhere. It's a positive nature.
That's right.
And all right, like that was a short little song there, kind of groovy little tune called "Groovy Little Tune." Chris Tharp is going to make his debut on Rock 98's Under the Radar, and you're going to play and do what now?
I'm going to play the electronic wind instrument.
Tell me more what that means to the layman.
Yeah, it's some people call it a space flute. It's
Space flute.
yeah.
You're making up stuff.
No, that's people call it that. I'm not saying it's a
The
real
space
name, but
flute. Come on, who you fooling?
It looks like it does.
Who
look
you
like
think
a
you're
space flute.
fooling?
It's there's a Casey Cranford from Big Something is a band that I'm really into. They just put out an album called Headspace. It's awesome, and it's I kept breaking saxophones, and it's really hard to get somebody to fix a
Space
saxophone
flute.
on the weekend. So I found this electronic version, and coolly enough, it can be. You had mentioned jazz scat. It'll do scat sounds. It'll do
All the sounds.
all kinds of neat stuff.
Michael, I need you to definitely roll video on this. Oh, Michael,
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
what is this?
Yeah, it's
It looks like a little handheld. It's almost like the length of a clarinet,
yeah,
but it's digital. It's got like you could play anything on this thing. It's
All
pretty
right,
cool.
are you recording video, Michael?
Not yet.
Well, you
I'm
need to
waiting
go
for you.
ahead. Oh, go ahead and hit record now.
All right, go
ahead.
for it.
Are you recording now, Michael?
I am recording now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call the space flute. And is it a brand of something like Casio, or what do you got?
This is a Roland Aerophone is the name of it.
Roland Aerophone.
Yep.
And I've never heard of this in my life.
It sounds awesome.
Michael, do you have it appropriately mic'd and plugged in and all that?
Yeah, it's
for this
ready.
song? And so this song features Jonathan Norris on the what we call the air instrument. What was it? The space flute.
Yeah, the space.
Space flute. And Chris Tharp, what are you going to do?
I am gonna play and sing. This is a song called "Paper Clouds" that I wrote for my upcoming album. About
Paper
a girl
Clouds.
that's coming out this month.
Chris Tharp, do you have a lot of songs or just this one?
I know I've got too many.
Chris got his record About a Girl is coming out next week.
You know what needs to
the
happen next,
22nd.
Michael? Michael, you know what needs to happen next?
November 22nd.
Chris, you need to bring Jonathan with you for a show.
I was gonna ask as soon as we got done. I was gonna be like, "Yo, sign me up and let me bring John along."
Yeah. You want to switch places.
People always ask what band
right.
I'm in, and I say I'm in everybody's band. What do you want me to play?
Yeah, we had a show, Michael, where there's somebody who what was a space? Who's that?
It was
the Dirt
It
Cowboys.
was Joel. It was Joel. Joel Lamb.
Yeah.
Joel Lamb, Brown Dirt
Yeah.
Cowboys. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
Joel
Brown Dirt
so
Cowboys.
much.
And
He
he
plays
was-
with everybody.
Yeah, he plays.
Oh man, we played together at the Shoe Festival. That's where I met that cat.
Yeah.
He's awesome. They're actually Brown Dirt Cowboys are opening for Dr. Bacon tomorrow night at the Palm Room in Wrightsville
Yep.
Beach.
There you go, but he's in everybody's stuff. That's good, man. Man, I tell you what, that's awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jonathan Norris on the space flute, and that's it, right? Just doing that? You just doing that? Is that it?
He's just space fluting.
Yeah,
Just
just space fluting.
And
Yeah.
Chris Tharp is going to be singing and playing the guitar,
Yeah.
and this is going to be on his upcoming EP or album. Is that right?
Yep, album. The album's called About a Girl. The song is called Paper Clouds.
I like that. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Rock 98's Under the Radar. Take it away.
You'll be holding me down, paper clouds and rainbow, killing me slow, little I told you so. You'll been wrapping my heart up in ribbons and giving it kisses. You just don't seem to listen. Oh, I know one thing's for sure. Oh, I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. No, no. Oh, I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. No, no. Because you cover the ground with leaves your cardboard cut out and painted the sky with bright blueberry dye. You'll be holding me down, rain the clouds and love knows. Let's say I love you so. Oh, I just need you to know I won't give up on you. I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. No, no, no. I won't give up on you. I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. No, no, no. Sometimes you overly dramatic. You molded plastic and elastic bands stretched to match the trends. I'm not saying that we're living in a made-up world, but it's caving in. And now I know our love is fading. This pastel smear's got you jaded. I hate it. You know I really always thought we'd make it, but now we burning paper clouds in the basement. Said I won't give up, but you're breaking my heart. It's like paper mache, it's just falling apart and I'm dying, so I hold on to you. But I won't give up on you. I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. No, no, no. I won't give up on you. I won't give up on you. Oh, I won't give up on you. No, no. Oh, I won't give up, but you're holding me down. Oh, I won't give up, you're holding me down. Oh, I won't give up, you're holding me down. Oh, I won't give up. You're holding me, holding me, holding me, holding me down. Oh, 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 oh.
Nice.
Just like we practiced.
Wow, that was as practiced.
No, we don't practice. That's always my joke. Whenever something goes not terrible, I'm like, just like we practiced. All right.
Now that was Chris Tharp on vocals and guitar, and Chris, you're very talented.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. My goodness, and Jonathan Norris there on the space flute.
Space.
Real
TM.
spacey.
Space flute made by a company called Roland. They make a lot of neat little stuff, you know.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris Tharp, you should come back on the show.
I would be honored.
We don't you know what, Michael? Right now we're going to do a second hour.
About it.
Right now we're going to do a second hour. We're going to go 9 to 10.
We're gonna go straight into him.
Yeah. Chris Tharp, you're on here at 9. Just so you know, we're going to get a beverage. And,
We made 2 shows out of it.
you go to the bathroom, get a beverage.
We'll come right back.
Come right back and get you right here on the show since you're here.
Get a cooler full of beer.
Just twist our arms, you know. Playing more music is always an option. We
There you
get
go.
together and play music before we have to and after we get to.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan, anything else you want us to know about you and your music and where we can find you and all that kind of stuff?
You know, really the whole point of this was just to have more people find You Deserve Love. And that's really all I
Nice.
care about. Not so much me or my name or any of that, just You Deserve Love. There's 2 versions out there. There's one that's by a heavy metal band. That's not me, but they're cool. White Reaper. And then there's another You Deserve Love. So I hope that more people hear that song and feel those feelings. Cause,
Yeah.
and that and Rock the Ribbon. It's every October. we'll be talking about that lots on things coming up.
Nice. All right, we can find you on Spotify and all that?
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. John O.H. Norris, like Chuck. John Norris from the American Dream is my big band.
Mm-hmm.
You can also check me out in the Goofy Footers. I got a couple cameos with Dr. Bacon. Like I said, I'm in everybody's band. What do you want?
Nice. We appreciate your time this evening, Jonathan. Chris, thanks for coming along tonight.
Thank you so much
And join
for
us here
having
for Under the Radar on Rock 98, rock98.com. Michael will have hopefully we'll have some video of this to promote.
Yeah,
I'll put
I
it
think
on
we
the
got all the performances.
Yeah,
so.
put this on the Rock 98 website and the Rock 98 Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and we'll have it all around. Hopefully so.
and roll.
Yes, right. If Michael hit record and there's enough light where we can see it, we'll try it.
We'll share it with our friends too.
Very nice. We appreciate that. And thanks for your time this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Rock 98's Under the Radar. Our next show, Michael, is that next week?
I'll have to double check, but I think that's correct. I think that from here on out, we've got shows.
Nice. If you'd like to be on the show, message us on Facebook. That's Rock 98 Rocks, or Instagram Rock 98 Rocks, and or rock98.com is where you can find us. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for listening tonight to Under the Radar, featuring Jonathan Norris. Yes.
You deserve love.
Deserve that love. And Mr. Chris Tharp making their way out to Audioscribe Studios this evening. Michael and I'll be talking to you probably next week.
Yeah, I think we do have a show next week.
All right. We will let you know who that is next week. Yeah. All right, ladies.
You want me to tell you who it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, give me a second. I'll bring it up real fast here.
All right. Do some whistling there, Jonathan, for us. Do a little whistling while he's preparing.
So next week. Oh yeah. Okay. So we do have a show next week. It's a group called the Space Folks.
The Space Folks.
They're
You gotta
cool
bring your
too.
space flute.
Oh, those guys are awesome.
The Space Folks,
so-
ladies and gentlemen.
And then the next week after that, we have Striking Copper.
Nice. Have they been on before?
They have been on before,
Yeah.
but they've also had a recent release, and so that's why they're coming back.
Nice.
To share a little bit about their recent releases.
Sounds good. If you know of anybody, local band there, Jonathan, you send them our way.
I
Chris,
will.
send them our way. And of course, we should get Chris on the show, Michael.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I agree.
Y'all really have a wonderful studio here. The sound is incredible. The
Nice.
company is great. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank
Good
you all
vibes.
so much for having us.
Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes.